What it do? YouTube? What it do? All right, so last time we were doing Clearview install and oil lines and fire sleeve. Since then, we have pressurized the system, put the engine harness back on, and started the car. In this, I'll show you some of that. And then after we start the car and get it running, now that we know, or if we find out we have no leaks, then I can move forward on to the next stage. The next stage is tearing the car down. As far as the wiring goes, and cleaning all that wiring up and heat wrapping everything, because now we're working on finalizing things. So it's time to make this thing look pretty. It's time to tie up all the little loose ends under the hood, catch anything that we can catch right now before we get everything together. So as I'm putting new things in, I'm still going to try and pay attention to things that maybe I didn't touch. Most of the stuff is probably going to be in the car that's going to need a lot of attention as far as the wiring goes. Wiring's not bad, but you know, like anything else, over time the wiring can get a little messy. Quickly adding things, or adding an input or an output, whatever it is, but when it doesn't go in the first time around as you're building the car, then that's when things can kind of get a little messy. So I think there's been so many additions since I originally built the car, kind of got away from me. So my plan is to pull this harness out, clean up the harness back in. Car's not a show car, but I want it to be showy. I want to be able to show it off and showcase some work. It doesn't have to be trash just because it's a drift car. That's what I keep telling people. So let's get started. So as soon as I can start seeing some oil pressure, then I'll turn it over. We got a little ways to go though. Now we got good oil pressure. So, should we go for the start? Parts. Everybody loves new parts. Parts. So, we got us a turbo blanket. Let's see. Alrighty there. Let's find us a knife. Don't know where a knife is. I always have a knife handy. Handy dandy. Handy, handy, handy. Handy. Some ties. Another roll of this. Okay. That'll finish off crossover. And our beautiful blanket. I don't know if we'll have time to get this on the car today. We're going to the fair. But I'll definitely get you a shot of this on the car. Love new goodies. It's always nice to have the right stuff. The reality is, I want all this stuff just to kind of keep what's hot, hot, and what's cold, cold, and keep the car safe. That's the biggest thing, keeping the car safe. And right when I thought I was finished with showing you the packages of goodies that are shown up for me to get this car back where I need it to go, starting with the harness, we got some connectors. That is your GM Metro Pack. We got some clamps for the hoses, assorted all the way from 1/2 inch to 2 inch. Electrical tape that is not electrical tape. It is wiring loom harness tape. This stuff is shrink wrap tape. Liquid electrical tape for the harness. We have 1/2 inch sleeve, 50 feet long, 4:1, meaning once I heat this thing, it'll shrink down to a quarter size of what it actually is. The same with this one, and this is 1/4 inch. And then the same with this one. This is 1 inch. So all that stuff is technically for the harness. The clamps are the only thing that's for like the oil lines and stuff like that, but this will also get used for the harness as well. Doing stuff right, making stuff look clean, the stuff is not cheap. Minus those clamps, that right there was like $200 for these items are here. It's not cheap. But the reality is, if you do it right the first time, or, you know, do it good the first time, not even right, just do it good the first time, you won't have to do it again. Or you'll have to, you know, you can wait a long time to do it again. This is like the 4th rendition of this car, but I've had it for 14 years. So it's time for a refresh after little incidents that happened with the car, you know, letting so-called friends drive the car, wreck it, and then ghost you. I guess when I bring the car back out, it won't be the same car it used to be. That's kind of the point of doing this, kind of like a major fuck you to you. You know who you are. We still doing a damn thing, and you're still a loser. Anyways, let's get to it. Just to give you an idea, we've got the harness out already. You guys don't want to watch me pull that out. Plus, it's boring stuff. So this is a Holley LS harness. It's already pre-terminated and wrapped and all that good stuff. You just add your inputs and outputs for whatever you're going to do with the harness. But if you look at the harness, it's got that tech sleeve stuff on it. Excuse me. And this tech sleeve stuff is like, to be honest with you, like it's bulky. And like this harness is very simple. And with this on the motor, it just looks like trash. So I'm going to start unwrapping this. And then
once we unwrap certain areas, then we'll see what we're really working with. I ordered some liquid black tape, and I also ordered some, like a roll of 1 inch, ½ inch, and 1/4 inch to rewrap this thing. Since it's already pre-terminated, what I'm going to end up doing is depinning a lot of it. To be honest with you, anything that's behind the firewall, like all this stuff is behind the firewall. So from this forward, I will heat shrink new stuff on there. But all that back there, I am not depinning that. That ain't happening. So I'm not going to do all this on camera. I'm going to uncover the harness, see what we're working with. I have some areas where I have to extend it, where I did it in the car, and then it just, I don't know, it ended up looking like shit over the time. So once I get this tech stuff off, obviously I added this, but melted. This is right over the header. This is the starter line. I got some work to do, but for now, all I can do is uncover this. Once I uncover it, then I can kind of shorten or lengthen the things that I need to. Then once that's done, I got a day or two to wait for all my stuff. Like I said, I got some heat shrink that's coming in multiple sizes. It's the 4-to-1, 3-to-1 stuff. And then I also have like short pieces of heat shrink that I already have. I have some liquid black tape that I got coming, and some heat shrink tape where you actually wrap this stuff and you can run, your hot gun over it and it'll actually tighten up as well. So it's all for engine harness stuff. So that's the plan. You figure you spend all this time making the car look like something, you want the engine harness to look good too. You don't want wires everywhere. Like, this serves a purpose. This is going to go to the hose that goes here on the radiator, but I'm either going to have to sleeve this or find another route for this, because look how close that is, right? I also have a blanket coming for this. I also have to shorten and re-sleeve this. This line obviously will not be this long. It'll get shortened, it'll get tucked. That harness for the coils, that'll get covered in some actual heat sleeving. And then I gotta buy some boots for all the wires. And once I do that, things will pretty much come together. I gotta shorten this drain line. I gotta chop this off, and like I talked about before, I got let's see here. Ooh, almost fail. I got the Motion Raceworks, wastegate merge collector. This is good for 60 mil and better. This is good for 3-inch piping. This is good for 3 to 2-inch. So I run smaller gates. I don't run big ass gates because I like better control. I don't need to run huge gates. I am running a 3-inch crossover with big 1 7/8 runners. But like I said, I'm running 42 or 43 millimeter gates, and they do just fine. My turbo's not that big. I'm running a 7/8 millimeter with a 1.27 AR on the hot side with a 4-inch downpipe. So nothing crazy, but want to make sure it's efficient. So like I told you before, that angle that's on that wastegate is just horrible. So with this guy, we should be able to fix the angle on the wastegate and point the wastegate in the direction we want it to go. So I also have to get the crossover off the car. Once I get the crossover off the car, then I can kind of cut off the existing and then once I cut the existing off, then I kind of clean it up and clean the whole pipe and see which way I want to go with it. I only have so much real estate here, so I got to be smart about it. This will definitely be a test fit situation once I get this off and clean this up. So with all the jibba jabba, let's get to work and start de-sleeving this and see where we end up. All right. So this is the harness undressed as much as I want to. And I'm probably still going to pull this off up till here. Everywhere it's loose, I'm probably just going to pull it off. This will probably go back on, to be honest with you, and then I'll rewrap it. But for the most part, this has to come off and get redone.